Hello, I am presenting the poster radiological outcome of oblique lumbar interbody fusion, that is OLIF, in adult spinal deformity, a retrospective analysis done at our center, Department of Spine Surgery, Sakrawal Hospital, Bangalore. Uh, just to give a brief introduction, the adult spinal deformity correction is mainly done in the aging population, and many will be needing surgical intervention. They can present with a wide range of symptoms spectrum from mechanical back pain to neurological symptoms, even with deficits. With the certain radiological goals in the deformity correction, a good functional outcome can be obtained. With OLIF, there will be less complication and blood loss. OLIF with open or percutaneous post-fixation will be less morbid in elderly. The OLIF has become the cornerstone in management of adult spinal deformity with the discovery or the process of MIS surgeries. The aim of the present study is to analyze the effectiveness of hybrid fixation, that is OLIF, which is minimally invasive, with open posterior fixation to know the radiological goals which can be achieved to have a balanced spine. This is a retrospective study done at our institute with a minimum follow-up of 1 year, and the radiological criteria: corpse angle, sagittal vertical axis, lumbar lordosis, pelvic tilt, and incidence, and the difference between pelvic incidence and lumbar lordosis were considered, and they were assessed preoperatively and postoperatively, and statistical assessment was conducted on the values. So this is an example of a 50-year-old female patient who presented to us with a burning sensation in both lower limbs since 5 to 6 years, which was progressive in nature. And there was a gradual shortening of the spine, and the relatives were able to make out the progressive deformity. So the preoperative assessment of this particular patient was a COB, coronal COB of 31 degrees with the lumbar lordosis of 9.1 degrees, pelvic incidence 68.1 with sagittal vertical axis 14.3. But clinically, patient was off balance, and it was evident in the clinical image. So she underwent a posterior uh, fusion after the 3-level OLIF surgery. So there was a good amount of correction we can make out in the present image. There was a lumbar lordosis was changed from 9.1 to 12.3, and the sagittal vertical axis was reduced to 8.6, and there were the cob angle of 31 degrees was reduced to 5.9. So there's one more case where a 63-year-old female morbidly obese patient was complaining of back pain since several years and also noticed mild deformity. As she was obese, the deformity was not that evident, but the major complaint was the back pain, and the pain was very severe while changing posture, and she even had a claudication pain. Here, the corpse angle was 21 degrees preoperatively and 4.8 degrees postoperatively, and lumbar lordosis was 26.9 preoperatively and 32.7 postoperatively, with a pelvic incidence of 60.8, and the sagittal vertical axis preoperatively was 13.3, and postoperatively it was 9.53. So among the patients which we studied, we had, based on our inclusion criteria, there were 11 patients who underwent a long instrumented fusion in correction of adult spinal deformity with a mean follow-up of 13 months. There were 4 male and 7 female patients with a mean age of 64.36, and the age ranged from 53 years to 73 years, predominantly female patient. Statistically significant COB angle correction postoperatively was present compared to the preoperative COB angle. The average COB angle was 28.5 degrees which reduced post-operatively to 5.35. Mean pre-op sagittal vertical axis was 12.6, which reduced to 9.3 post-operatively, and there was improvement in the lumbar lordosis with an average increase of 6 degrees. In none of the cases, PI minus LL were within 10 degrees, and pelvic tilt changed by 4 degrees. Only the Cobb angle correction was statistically significant. Achieving the local and global sagittal balance is paramount in achieving a good clinical outcome. Hybrid lumbar interbody fusion with MIS, that is MIS lateral interbody fusion, that is OLIF, along with the Schwab osteotomies and pedicle screw fixation, we can achieve a good correction. The radiological goals to have a good clinical outcome in a adult spinal deformity are sagittal vertebral axis less than 50 mm, and the mismatch between pelvic incidence and lumbar lordosis should be less than 10 degrees. Pelvic tilt should be less than 25, and the C7PL minus CSVL should be 20 mm. The coronal balance should be less than 20 mm. Patients with altered PI minus pelvic incidence difference between pelvic incident lumbar lordosis or pelvic tilt in the presence of normal SVA, like balanced spine, which is compensated, can also have a significant disability and can be benefited with surgery alone. Even though they are clinically balanced, there may be foramen stenosis, which be resulting in the radiculopathy or a neurological symptoms. To conclude, OLIF gives a favorable radiological outcome in patients with adult spinal deformity. It can potentially reduce morbid pelvic fixation and osteotomies. Thank you.